As well as gentlemen, Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone arena action. This deck's mana curve is all messed up, but it's performed pretty well in the two games so far. I don't think either of the two Shamans I faced in my opening rounds were newbies or anything like that. They didn't play terribly or anything. They seem to have decent decks. My cards just in my incredible suite of removal came through for me. What is that called? Ancestral Spirit. I got to use that on a Boulder Fist Ogre to kill a Sea Giant with the help of Flame Tongue Totem. You know that second Shaman he was playing with the Ancestral Might, the thing that gives a creature full health and taunt. That isn't a very good card, but you don't know. Here I am playing with Ancestral Spirit, so who knows. Human Robot, the Mage. Wow, these are getting mulligan for sure. Flesh-Eating Ghoul is getting kept. So this is one of those cases where I may coin out a totem on turn 1. That's what you do when you are second and start off with the Flame Tongue. I'm really unexcited about this. By the time this drops, mages have like a bazillion and one ways to kill it. Oh god, is everyone gonna play 1-drops against me? Jesus. Well, okay, now I'm not gonna coin out a totem because it will just die. I will, however. This has happened in both games so far. I'm totally gonna do this. I'm gonna coin out a Novice Engineer. This has happened in all 3 games. My opponent plays a 1-drop, which is not that probable, and it's a 2-1, and I can play the Novice Engineer to threaten to kill it. So this is a pretty bad situation for my opponent. Really, all she can do is... She hasn't used her coin yet, so she could make a Shattered Sun Cleric to up this thing's health. She could play some kind of a taunt or something. As it is, she just makes another 1-drop. Wow, this is 2 1-drops in a row. Either my opponent is very lucky or has a very aggressive deck. Now, she does have options here. She could, of course, she doesn't have to reveal this. That's partly what makes Organ Infiltrator so good. She could just keep it in stealth, try to use the Argent Squire plus hero ability to kill off my Novice Engineer next turn. My opponent, however, chooses, and quite reasonably so, I would say, to be somewhat conservative and says, hey, you know what? I'll just get the kill while I can. So here I'm going to play the Fairy Dragon. This is really when Fairy Dragon's at its best. Its best. Can't be targeted by the Mage's Fire Blast, so the only way to kill it... Ha 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 ha! Sucka! Oh, might be a newer player. Usually experienced players would know that there's really no point pointing a hero ability at the Fairy Dragon. So this Divine Shield's not good enough unless she has like an Arcane Explosion or Arcane Missile or something. No, none of that. She's just gonna pop Divine Shield for no reason? Alright, fair enough. You do what you need to do, man. Now, Scarlet Crusader, by contrast, can have its Divine Shield get popped, so what I'm gonna do is play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. And we're going to just trade this off. So she can, of course, kill the Flesh-Eating Ghoul as is, but she'll have to use both her creatures and hero ability to do it, which is not super great. Much better for her is if she has a Frostbolt or a Dark Iron Dwarf. Those are the probably 2 best cards I can think of her having. I'm in a bit of trouble because Scarlet Crusader is very unimpressive when you're up against a mage and the mage has 1/1s, because she can just pop Divine Shield, use the 1/1, you know, GG. But my deck has like no 4-drops of any sort. I passed on a Violet Teacher to take Feral Spirit, which I stand by, and I passed on Cult Master to take Flesh-Eating Ghoul, actually, which I'm very happy for, because can you imagine how bad this would be if that had been a Cult Master instead? Alright, my opponent has no answers as a mage, which is quite the rare occurrence. Nothing else to do with 2 mana. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so this is way better than a Scarlet Crusader, I think. Well, I mean, interestingly, hang on a minute. This is actually potentially good, because... Because if my opponent uses 2/5 of her mana just to pop the Divine Shield, I'm not going to be that mad about it. Do I need mana next turn? Should I eat up the Overload now?
What to do?
I mean, this might be like the most important decision of the game. It's like these little decisions where like, yeah, I'll play that creature, or like, yeah, I'll play that one. They don't seem like a big deal, but they are a really big deal because they can affect how the whole game goes. So if my opponent just plays a big 5-drop, I can use the Flame Tongue Totem and get the Divine Shield up to 5 damage. But the problem is really that a lot of 5-drops will not die to 5 damage. A lot of 5-drops like Gurabashi won't, Silverhand Knight, you know, the Squire survives. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and make the Feral Spirit here. So next turn I'll have 3 mana to work with. And depending on the situation, I'll play either a Flame Tongue Totem or the Scarlet Crusader, unless of course I draw something else that changes my plans. I may need a Lava Burst, for example, if it's something really dire. But yeah, I just can't think of a lot of 5-drops that would have died to 5 damage. So that's why I figured, and I don't think she has any 4-drops because she didn't play any last turn. So I figured this potential wasn't really worth it. Okay, Frost Nova is probably going to be followed by an Ice Lance, or else it's like the most unimpressive Frost Nova of all time. No, interesting. So no Ice Lance. I'm hoping this is anything but Mirror Entity. If it is, that would suck a lot of balls, because she'd get a Scarlet Crusader, kill one of the Spirit Wolves for free, and be threatening to kill the other one. So I could play Flame Tongue Totem, which is unimpressive when you drop it in between two frozen creatures, but it wouldn't be as big of a deal either, because then I could kill it off. So, out of respect for the fear of Mirror Entity, and out of the fact that because my creatures are frozen, I cannot check for Ice Barrier, or to confirm an Ice Barrier or a Vaporize, I have to play the Flame Tongue. So I was well played by my opponent. It so happens that was not a Mirror Entity, so now the most likely candidates drop back down to a Vaporize, or a... what's her face? Ice Armor? That is a really good drop. Here is where the Scarlet Crusader would actually have... Actually, it wouldn't have been good at all. What am I talking about? So let's think about this very carefully. I could just trade one of these wolves in to kill to pop the Divine Shield and then Lava Burst this thing down. It's one option. But I'm kind of concerned. I mean, it could be a counter spell or something, so in that case, I'd rather lose the Earth Shock. So let's go ahead and use Earth Shock here. It is not a counterspell or anything of the sort, so I'm kind of 1.5ing myself for one here. I'm going to use up this... Well, hang on a minute. I could just use Lava Burst, but I don't want to get overloaded. I actually would like to play this next turn. On turn 7, it'll survive a Flame Strike. That's about all it's good for. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, I think, cash in the Wolf. Check for secrets. Okay, it is something. Vaporize. Okay, so my wolves have all been taken care of. My Flame Tongue Totem needs some friends. Put the Scarlet Crusader on the left, because new totems spawn on the right. And, okay. Well, I mean, I'm up against a mage, so she could easily beat me at pretty much any moment, but at the moment, it's kind of nice. This does survive a Flame Strike for the time being, and she's got 4 cards to my 4, but I've got 3 extra cards on the field, so, I don't know, even though one of them's a totem, it's getting buffed by the Flame Tongue, so I feel like I've got a decent chance. My main concern is that I haven't dealt any damage. Okay, people, we need to stop with the Sunwalkers. I don't know what it is. Is this like kind of like practical joke day or something? It's like, oh, everybody plays Sunwalkers against Boris. That's so insane. Okay, well, I'm gonna cash out my Healing Totem then for the Divine Shield. I'll cash out my Divine Shield for the creature. It does mean that the Scarlet Crusader will die to a hero ability now, but I'm gonna play the Core Hound. Okay, I kind of have to admit, I'm pretty glad I have this card, but it's not so much that card is good, it's that I think I made a good drafting decision. Like, I knew I was desperate for endgame, so I took it. Over, like, an Elven Archer, I think it was. So, I think I just made the right drafting call. I don't think this is actually justifying Core Hound. Like, had this been, a Boulder Fist Ogre, it would just be better in a billion different ways. Anyway, so here we are, compared to Boulder Fist Ogre, doing 3 extra damage, which is kind of nice. If I get Wind Fury, that would be pretty awesome. Arcane Explosion is a little bit nerve-wracking because it kind of suggests she might be wanting to follow it up with the Flame Strike. Here's where having the Healing Totem would be very nice. But as it is, looks like I might get to swing for 11 one time. Come on, Wind Fury. Ah, this guy will trade against my guy. Alright, fair enough. So I don't really want to use my removal spells on this thing. I think we'll just swing for 11 damage. It's a lot of damage. We will 5, 7, 9. Oh, not quite enough. I'm gonna play this, and rather than playing this, which will just die to a Flame Strike, at the moment Flame Strike clears me out, because then the Cult Master can finish off my Spiteful Smith. I'm just gonna go ahead and totem up. Healing would be great to see. Taunt is, well, it's okay. Taunt stops the Cult Master from killing the Core Hound, however, if she has Flame Strike, then it's irrelevant. Which is a secret, so no Flame Strike! Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I put my Spiteful Smith on the wrong side of the Flame Tongue. Mercifully, it doesn't matter, because she just killed it off anyway. This taunt is basically dealing like 9 damage to my opponent through the Core Hound. So that's nifty.
I'll never tell.
Well, oh god, my opponent played this after playing a secret. I think this might be a weaker player, given that move. Anyway, alright, so she's played her whole hand out. All she's got protecting her is the secret. In fact, if it weren't for the secret threat, I would actually just have a guaranteed kill on my hands. So let's go ahead and just probe. Oh man, Lightning Storm is so amazing here. Let's go ahead and probe for a Mirror Entity.
It's time for a little blood.
God, I was really hoping. I cannot play either one of these and the Bloodlust, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to play Stormforged Axe. Let's kill the Cult Master. Let's kill this thing. And I'm not gonna risk my Core Hound. We're just gonna go ahead and do this. So we'll totem up. Pass the turn. So she needs Flame Strike to stay in the game. And Flame Strike would actually be very good. It would clear out my board because she could ping off my Spiteful Smith. And then next turn I can go ahead and attack with this Berserker if there isn't a Flame Strike. Okay, no Flame Strike. That's awesome news. So I can attack with this Berserker to check for any more Vaporizes and stuff.
Who you want me killed?
It is another combat secret. It is Ice Barrier, okay. Well, I probably should have cast Bloodlust first, shouldn't I? Well, let's see. She's at 25. Bloodlust is not deals another 9 damage. 9 plus 13 is 22. Yeah, I still get the win, so it's fine. I also had Lava Burst and Frost Shock for extra damage. And yeah, that Enrage on the Spiteful Smith was actually relevant this game. We beat a mage. Can't say I'm like too proud of beating that mage because I didn't play. She didn't play any Flame Strike. She didn't play any Blizzard. She didn't play any Cone of Cold. Oh, good. I got both of those done. That's good because I think you get your new quest at like 9 p.m. every evening or something. I don't know. It always changes. But anyway, I'm not gonna have time later today. One of my colleagues at the test prep company I work for, I teach classes online for standardized tests. He had some Thanksgiving leftovers and they were bad, so he has food poisoning now. So I'm sub-teaching his class. It's a GMAT class for math, super packed session. Anyway, so I'm teaching that tonight, so I'm not gonna probably have time for Hearthstone. So I'm glad I got to finish those 2 quests. Is all I'm. All this talk about like Thanksgiving Day leftovers and food poisoning, all that is by way of saying that I'm glad I got to beat those 2 quests, because otherwise my quest log was gonna get filled up and that would have been sad. Okay, well, Calm Your Beard is one of the best names I've ever seen. Props to you, good sir or madam. I'll say sir here, I suppose, because you are a shaman. So this opening hand typifies what I hate about Ancestral Spirit. It's just going to be a dead card for pretty much ages. Wow, you're kind of jerk. Okay, I think he was being a little bit sarcastic. Everybody has played 1-drops against me. What is up with that? Well, I am going to Frost Shock this thing. I'm not gonna like hold out for like turn 2 Cobra, whatever. I'm not gonna let him like play his Flame Tongue and swing at me for 6. We'll just Frost Shock it and call it a day. Good old Mad Bomber, and every single one hit me in the face. So I've got 2 options here. One, I could coin out the Cobra, which is unpalatable because the Mad Bomber trades against it. Or 2, I could coin out the Feral Spirit, which is unpalatable because then I'll have Overload and nothing to play next turn. But I'm gonna gamble here that the value I'm getting out of this card. Like, I'm basically getting 2 turns worth of quality plays here out of 1 card, I think. I mean, he could play like a Raging Worgen, then I'll be really, really sad that, you know, I'll have a 2-3 versus a 3-3, but I'll take that risk. I think it's worth it to try to get some advantage here. All right, he's going to Farsight. I've played with that card before. It wasn't awful. It also wasn't amazing. I guess I'd play it again, but it wasn't that great. If he doesn't play a card now, though, it means... Oh, so here we go. It totally whiffed. It drew a Rockbiter weapon for him. So he basically paid 3 mana for a Rockbiter weapon, is what he did. Well, he killed both of my wolves. I'm overloaded to the ball dickens, and because my mana curve is terrible, I cannot play anything next turn either, except for this Cobra. Okay, well, the Cobra stacks up somewhat well against the Golem. 1 Cobra will take out both Golems by itself. Actually, I think I'd rather play the Dread Corsair here. It also will take care of both Harvest Golems by himself, and... it, unlike the Cobra, costs 4 mana, so I use up all my mana. Okay, never mind. Well, the same thing would have happened had I played the Cobra. Whatever creature I played was doomed to die. Oh boy, this guy just will not quit. Here is the problem, folks. If I play an Abomination, it's actually very unimpressive because this damaged Golem can run into it. This guy's and both these guys are going to live to tell the tale. So it's kind of unimpressive. Can I stop this guy from dealing 8 damage to me next turn? No, I cannot. Is this guy good? I don't think so. I think I has to be the Spiteful Smith. Jesus. This Golem is so amazing. Had it been the Cobra, though, it would have been the exact same thing. That Flame Tongue Golem, this dude is just unfortunate. I really needed, like, well, to have a Lightning Bolt or a Rockbiter weapon show up at some prudent time. Lightning Storm is something I would consider playing here as well. I could flip for a Taunt, play Flesh Eating Ghoul. Nah, we'll play the Spiteful Smith. I guess that's the most palatable play. It threatens to kill this guy, which is kind of a menace here. So my opponent is definitely, with that Wind Fury Hawk and everything, is balls to the walls aggro here. He's going to get to kill my Spiteful Smith with the Golem and with the Axe. I hope he has nothing else. Please have nothing else. Please have nothing else. Oh, fuck, he had something else. Damn it. I might have been okay if I could have played the Abomination, but the problem now is that I played the Abomination, I'm a mana short of being able to play Ancestral Spirit. And I'm actually dead next turn. What is this? 8 plus 6 is 14, 16. I'm pretty much dead. This guy, the Yeti, just runs into it. Oh man, if I could have actually put Ancestral Spirit on this Abomination, I would have been totally fine. I got aggroed out here, folks. I just got aggroed out. That's pretty good. Okay, this is what you do when you're desperate. I can't afford to wait any longer. That was just too much damage coming at me. So let's see what he's got. He's gonna axe this, of course, and then he'll have to trade 4 damage to kill it. So I'm saving myself a little bit of health. Hopefully this thing will stick around though, and I can kill off the Flame Tongue Totem. Oh no, he's gonna use the axe on the. Okay, so he's not going balls to the walls aggro, but he is hitting me pretty good. Oh god, I need Lightning Storm anytime now, game. Anytime now. Not a chance. Well, that was well played. I think my deck was probably better than his, if I'm being totally honest. I think it was better than his. He just had a really good draw, and I had a bit of a slow start, and that was it. So, in retrospect, I probably should not have coined out Feral Spirit. I didn't think he would be that successful at being aggressive, because I had the Abomination in place in my hand, so I thought, or did I? I don't know. Anyway, I had a decent amount of removal in my deck and stuff, so I thought I could slow him down enough. I was wrong. I should have coined out the Cobra. That would have allowed me to play the Feral Spirit on turn 3. Then on turn 4, I would have had nothing other than a totem, but at least I would have gotten a totem, which is more than what I got doing the play that I made. And then I could have potentially hung on long enough to actually play Abomination plus Ancestral Spirit, which would have held the fort and let me win, because I had way more cards than he did at that point. So, yeah, that was one decision. I don't know if it was the wrong decision, but it didn't work out for me in that particular game. Okay, so nothing but Shamans and Mages in this arena, I guess. Kotura-chan. Okay, this is an easy mulligan. These 2 are easy keeps. This is a very easy hand all around. Money Berserker is nice. While Mages can target it with their hero ability, they don't really want to unless they're killing it right then and there, so you have at least some insurance against being picked at. Man, this Cornhound is really friendly. It's just coming up to me all slobbering, boiling lava. Hey, how about I get an opponent who for once does not play something on turn 1? Thank you! Goodness gracious. Alright, we'll do that. I think it is important to play this rather than the Novice Engineer, because, you know, this trades against more things. Now, there's always a risk she'll coin out some kind of like 3-3, but I think it's still better to get this out than this. Hey, if it ate a Frostbolt, I'm okay with that. It's 1-for-1 trade, no big deal. No big-a-rooney. Play the Scarlet Crusader here. So she's in a bit of a tough spot. Either she spends her whole turn pinging the Divine Shield, or she plays a creature out and it just runs in and kills the creature. Now, if she has her coin still, she could make a 4-drop here. And then the Scarlet Crusader would be out of its depths. I would need a Flame Tongue Totem. Ah, Silence. Well, that's fine. I don't really care too much about that. She's going to coin to finish this off. A very reasonable play. Don't want to play the Fairy Dragon just to have it die to this shit-cake owl. So what we're going to do is going to make Novice Engineer, draw a card, and make a totem. 1-1. It's actually nice. Threatens to kill the owl, so she's kind of compelled to use her mana to kill this. And we've got a pretty good drop next turn. It might get killed by a Stampeding Kodo, but God, I think I just need to get this down. You don't want to wait to play this. You want to get this down as early as possible. Try to let it get enraged and stuff.
I wonder.
You know, get it out with a healing totem and whatnot. Time's kind of passing these guys by, which is a bit sad. Well, she is thinking a lot. I think if she had like some kind of no-brainer play like Ascension Shieldmaster, she would have just played it by now. So maybe she doesn't have that. Flesh or the Fairy Dragon's pretty good to see. I mean, it's something I can't really deal with at the moment, but it's also not super impressive. And I get to make kind of a, I don't know, trump play. I don't mean the Hearthstone player trump. I mean like I just made a move that totally trumps what she has on the board. What I just put on the board trumps what she has on the board. So she needs to counter trump me, or else I'm just gonna get amazing value out of this Gurubashi. She doesn't have quite enough mana for Fireball and hero ability. Alright, so she's just going to flood the board. Well, I could use a Lightning Storm here, or a Forked Lightning would be great. It looks like that's not going to happen. Okie doke. Well, here's where the Gurubashi kind of underwhelms, shall we say, because he's Gonna get enraged, but he's gonna go down to 3 health and the bear will live. So I'm going to make a bit of a risky play. I'm gonna hex this bear. Kill off the frog. And, oh gee! I should have played a flesh-eating ghoul first. Should I play the flesh-eating ghoul now? No, I think now I might as well just play the fairy dragon. Because unlike the ghoul, the fairy dragon actually threatens to kill the swordsmith, which is, I think, important. So I'm still threatening to kill off her fairy dragon. The issue now is that polymorph and fireball will kill off the Gurubashi at this point. So that's a bit sad. Depending on what she plays, I might be able to play this Corehound next turn. The problem is if she plays some like generic creature that deals 5 damage, the Corehound's basically unplayable.
I wonder.
Okay, just waiting to see what my opponent will do. Very tense standoff here. This guy is quite good. Ah, man, I really should have played the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. So I still can't kill this guy. This guy's now a 6/4. I really need something. I really needed something to help me, like somehow buffing or something. God damn it. Well, now she can actually use the Booty Bay to kill this Gurubashi and live to tell about it. I think what well, no, and I can't attack into it because it'll be at 1 health and she'll be able to pick it off. Fuck. Oh, this is going so badly. The health, the attack buff from the Swordsmith is going to kill my Spiteful Smith. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a totem. See what it is. Healing. Ah, okay. Now I will run in then. Because this guy's going to get healed up, which is very, very important. And what I'm going to do also is play the Dread Corsair. Try to get rid of the Booty Bay Menace with my own pirate here. And heal this back up above hero ability levels. Okay, so we'll see what happens. This is very, very tense. I would say that when I played my Gurubashi, I was ahead. Then every subsequent turn, she's had pretty good answers. Not the best answers, but she's had good enough answers that I've been kind of slipping further and further back. That one mistake, not playing the Flesh-Eating Ghoul before killing her frog, might have changed everything. I don't know. I mean, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul would have died to the Fairy Dragon, I suppose. So I'm not sure how much of a difference it would have made, actually. Notice, though, she played a 3/3 taunt. Notice how good it was. It stopped me from using my Gurubashi to kill her Fairy Dragon and getting enraged, whereupon it could have killed this Booty Bay Bodyguard when it dropped into play. Instead, this guy was unenraged when the Booty Bay dropped. Taunt is good. Appreciate and respect the taunt. Anyway, I am still threatening to get ahead here because I can now use the Pirate to kill the 6/2, and I can use my 5/2 to kill the 1/3, get more enraged, heal back up to 2. So she needs another, good turn here. Flame Strike, well, that certainly qualifies. So clearing my board, I would say, qualifies as a pretty fucking good turn. Well, it had to happen at some point. You can't play 2 mages and never see a Flame Strike. Can I please see some Lightning Storm or Forked Lightning? Frost Shock. Well, can I get a spell damage? And yes, actually. Wow. All right, well, I could play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. That's tempting to start to grow it, but I think I need to just get the biggest thing down that I can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this guy. All right, well, I catch a little bit of a break there. That spell damage is quite crucial for killing off the 7/2 that my opponent had. So, okay, again, I'm got the sort of Trump situation. I'm threatening to kill her creature with mine. Plus, Enraging, this is nice. Both of my Stormforged Axes are still in the deck. Got decent cards to drop down. Well, not you. Sorry, Corehound, but these are very good. So we'll see if she needs another good turn. Fireball or Polymorph would be a good way to kick things off. Followed by a creature. Water Elemental, very solid. It's going to stop me from attacking with my axe if I do draw one, so I need to take care of this Esperanto. Okay, Earthshock would be a good draw against this. Flame Tongue Totem would be a good draw against this. Something. Okay, well, I'm not going to complain because that was a very good draw. That's exactly what I asked for. Taunt would have been even nicer. But here I think what I'm going to do is actually get the Corehound into gear. We're going to have to up the ante a little bit here. We'll do this, make her suffer. This thing has no really great targets. I don't particularly want to hit the Master Swordsmith because then it'll just get pinged off. So we'll swing for 2 damage and see what my opponent wants to do against a 9/5. Now at 9 mana, another Flame Strike would win her the game because with the hero ability, she could then ping this off. So that's just life. Really couldn't do much against that. I mean, I could have played the Tiger, I suppose, but I need some stuff to stick. That looks like a blizzard. Oh no, she's actually going desperate mode to kill off my Corehound. So no removal spells in her hand. That is good to know. Otherwise, she would have played something. Okay, I got very lucky that a mage with 4 cards had no good removal. Looks like she has some kind of removal. I don't know why she didn't use like a... Well, I guess it doesn't matter how she does it. Okay. Flame Tongue Totem lives, which might actually let my totem kill the Scarlet Crusader, much as I love spell damage totems. No, she's going to Frostbolt my Flame Tongue. And does she have removal for this? She does not. Well, that's a good move, because my 4-2 is not adequate against that. Earth Shock. Okay. I could use it to double up and kill that thing, or I could use it to just kill that thing. But I can't kill both things, unfortunately. That's the problem. Alright, let's flip a totem, I think, here. Taunt would be very good. We got the taunt. Okay, so what I'm going to do then... I can't play both of these and Earth Shock the Scarlet Crusader. So what I will do is play a Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Earth Shock the Crusader. And make my opponent suffer. So I'm basically asking my opponent if she has an answer for this taunt totem. I have been very lucky with my totem flips. Spell damage when I needed it, then taunt when I needed it. Fen Creeper doesn't really address the issue for my opponent. I mean, it kind of does. It sort of stops me from getting at her Darkscale Healer. Panther also doesn't really do it. I need probably Forked Lightning for a chance to kill this Panther. I need removal. Real bad. Can I get it? No, I cannot. Ah, nuts. Well, here's what I think we have to... Oh, I can't use the Flesh-Eating Ghoul to kill this because of Taunt! Oh, yeah! God damn it, I have to throw both these creatures into that Fen Creeper, which is just horrific. Okay, let's make a totem, see what we get. Healing. Fuck. Well, let's drop the biggest thing I have and think. Do I really want to run both these into that Fen Creeper? God, this thing is so fucking good. I could have, if it didn't have Taunt, I could have run my guy and dealt damage, used the ghoul to kill that thing off. Shit. I'm gonna do it. In case of like Flame Strike or something, I wanna have my creatures take a creature off the board rather than just die for no reason. Okay, so the Boulder Fist Ogre is okay. Both of these can trade into it, but a Fireball or a Polymorph will take it down. What's this last card? It's a Polymorph! No! Well, this sucks, because now Lightning Storm is not adequate enough. It's not dealing enough damage to these creatures. And I'm about to die next turn, actually, just the damage. Forked Lightning? Sure, we'll see what happens. Okay. It's good to know. If that's not a taunt, I'm dead. Okay. It is a taunt. I had a 50-50 chance. My opponent might not realize she has the kill. We'll see, though. It's bad. It's real bad, folks. This is 8, 11, 12 damage. She can still deal 9 damage to me. I have no healing in my deck except for like 1 Darkscale Healer, so she pings me next turn. Times like these are where I think are the reason why I think Mage's hero ability should not be able to attack the opponent directly. Like Mage's hero ability, its ability to attack minions is already so good. It doesn't need to also hit the opponent to get wins in cases like this. Alright, so my opponent's flooding the board here. Theoretically, it is possible that... No, it's actually not. What am I talking about? Lightning Storm is too little too late because... Fuck me sideways. Because she can just ping me with her overpowered hero ability. Yep. I'll do this. I mean, you never know. My opponent could have some kind of mental lapse. I have no idea, like, how she would forget to ping me with her hero ability, but you never know. So...
Well played.
That doesn't look promising. Yeah, see, I think that's a little crap. She pinged me with it, what, like twice this game? I'd been at 2 health. I would have had a reasonable chance at winning if it weren't for that. And the hero ability does not need to be able to do that for the mage to be a competent class. Well, here the hero ability wins it for my opponent. I'm not sure what I could have done differently. I think I really played everything I had the best way that I could think of. There was that one slip with the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, but maybe that was even for the best, since anyway, the Ghoul was going to die to the Fairy Dragon that my opponent had. So it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, that was just a sad game. She just had the answers, and then that Polymorph at the end sealed my fate. Fuck, that sucks. It sucks when you just give it your best, and it's just not good enough. So we went up to 3-0. We're dropped down to 3-2. This is why I don't get excited when I start off well. Finally, something other than a Shaman or a Mage. Schlink the Druid. Alright. Well, I'm second, so again, assuming there is no turn 1 play, I am going to coin out a totem. I'm passing back that Hex. It's just... not really what I need early on. Okay, so coin out a totem. Stormforged Axe is tempting because I could use it to kill his creatures. Please just don't have a turn 1 play for once. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to do it though. I think this is a pretty good move. Savvy players know what's up when this happens. They know that this signals a Flame Tongue Totem, so he should know not to play, like, you know, any 2 toughness creatures or anything, unless he wants them just to die, or figures that then being able to Wrath my Flame Tongue is good enough. And if he doesn't play a creature, I'm fine with that as well. I'll just play Novice Engineer. Okay, so he's playing into it. He's like kind of making me prove that I have it, as it were. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to play the Axe, because this does die to my Axe. I might as well get my Axe into play. I can still play the Flame Tongue next turn. And if he has a slow turn here, I could just, or just spends his turn killing my damaged, or my Air Totem, then I can just enrage the Berserker. I can play the Mighty Berserker. So basically, the coin just got me this totem on the field. If it doesn't ever get Flame Tongue for damage, I will say that was probably a wasted coin. But I mean, he could play like a 3 toughness creature. I would totally then Flame Tongue, use the totem, and, you know, kill the creature off with the help of my Axe. Okay, my opponent's going to do that to me. I would love to play Feral Spirit. Unfortunately, because of Overload, I can't. So what I'm going to do instead is, well, I have to think. I mean, I could play Flame Tongue Totem. That would make my opponent take 2 damage if he wants to finish this off with his hero ability. But 2 damage is probably not as good as just getting a creature on the field. We'll hold on to my Axe. Don't have the other Axe here yet, so there's no reason to waste the charges. If he spends half of his 4th turn killing my Air Totem, I will say that my coin was well worth the price. Alright, he does not have that. Instead, he's going to Wolf Ride. Use a 3-drop to kill my 1-drop, which is fine by me. Okay, well here then, I could play the Engineer and the Totem, but let's protect my creature. Let's go ahead and do this. So it does mean that next turn I'm not getting the Abomination into play, but I don't need to because my opponent's not like overrunning me or anything. Still hanging on to my Axe, don't see any particular reason to use it. If he plays an Ooze, then I will have essentially lost 4 damage by not attacking with it, but I feel like that risk is worth the potential boon of dealing 2 extra damage if the damage for my creatures happens not to be enough. Fen Creeper! Well, here's where I'm glad I kept the Axe, because I can now use Flame Tongue Totem, make this guy a 4 attacker, attack in, and then use my Axe to finish it off. Or I could just Lava Burst with the Spell Damage Totem and kill this with a spell. However, I really would like to play this next turn. I think that would be great. If I have 4 mana next turn, that really blows. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Flame Tongue, get that onto the field. Going to use this wolf rather than this one so that my Flame Tongue is in between creatures. And in fact, I'm going to just actually get 2 extra damage here because of my proper Flame Tongue placement. Call it a day. I'm actually pretty safe from Swipe. He can kill 2 of my cards with it, one of which is a totem, so that's fine. Pretty safe from Starfall, because these guys are at 3. Starfire, nothing is big enough to worth Starfiring. I've really got the perfect board against Druids here. And a huge removal spell. If he does play something that is actually worthy of, you know, holding my Ogre back for. Well, I'd say this was a pretty successful beginning. He's got 6 cards in his hand and this Dinkersaurus Rex on the field. To my 5 cards in hand and 3 cards and on the field and the weapon. So I'd say I'm quite ahead, especially because I'm just about to kill this Novice Engineer. Wolf Rider number 2 takes out my other Spirit Wolf, which is, you know, good for him. No joke, no question about that. I could play this guy, which has the benefit of stopping my opponent from hero abilitying and finishing off the Wrath of Air Totem, but it has the disadvantage of if my opponent just kills us with a Swipe or Starfire, it just will kill the Wrath of Air Totem anyway, so that would be kind of silly. I think we need to play the Boulder Fist Ogre here. I'll use my last charge of the Axe. I think some players, in fact I know some players would have used that Axe during those 2 turns where I just kept it in my hand, because I kept it in my hand for 2 turns. They would have just swung at the opponent's face with it. Because of that, I would have had to lose the Totem to either kill the Fen Creeper or to kill the Novice Engineer. So he would have had an extra creature on the board, and for fewer health. I think I made absolutely the right call there. Okay, well, anyway, we're getting further ahead. This guy will actually now kill an Ironbark Protector, which is nice. He's got 6 cards to my 5, plus I have 3 creatures on the board. This, he's going to get 1 in 4 chances of killing Wrath of Air Totem. And he's actually going to play something pretty large, it looks like. War Golem. Please whiff. Alright, that whiffs. That's great. And let's think. So, do I really have to say that card is good now? I can't even believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I mean, I could play this thing, but... Alright, I'm sorry, I could Lava Burst this, but it's not quite enough. Yeah, I think this is really the best way. We're gonna do this. kill off his War Golem. So that was essentially, well, it was kind of like a 2-mana assassinate, but not really, because I did give up 8 damage for that. We're obviously going to kill this. And I don't see a need to play the Abomination, so we're just going to play the Spiteful Smith on the correct side of the Flame Tongue Totem. Pass turn. Okay, my opponent's in real bad shape. He's got the same number of cards in his hand as I do, but I have 3 extra creatures on the field, and they are big creatures, which are the worst things for a Druid to deal with. He's going to get a card. Shouldn't have enough mana to play anything super great. Yeah, just a little Dinkosaurus Rex here. Can I actually win the game? I'm coming very close. I can deal 14, 19 damage. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, 19. I'm not going to use this turn. That seems kind of silly. We'll do this, and I don't know, probably the Scarlet Crusader. Although if this dies, the Scarlet Crusader shields get popped, the Flame Tongue Totem dies. I don't know if that's so great. Let's actually go ahead and draw a card first. Before we do anything else, let's draw a card, see what we can do here. Corehound. Oh, that would have been nice to have at the start of the turn. Well, let's Frost Chalk this Loot Hoarder. And let's actually take a moment to kill the Azure Drake, just in case. So now I can swing for 8 damage, which is still a lot. I can play Scarlet Crusader and a Totem in peace. Pass the turn. So Starfall's actually pretty good here. Oh, I got a Healing Totem. That's nice. That was a very lucky one, because it stops these 2 fairly important cards from dying to a Starfall. But even if he had a Starfall, this thing still deals 6 damage, and he's down to 9 health. I have 5 damage in my back pocket. I've got a Corehound dropping down. That was the icing on the cake, but I think I had the game without it. Okay, we're up to 4 wins, which is not as good as I'd hoped to be doing here, of course. I had 2 losses in a row after getting up to 3-0, which is a bit sad, so I'm, already clawing at the point. Whenever you're at 2 wins in the arena, I think clawing is a fairly good verb to describe what you're doing. Any game, even if you have the better deck, even if you're the better player, you can get unlucky and lose, which is quite sad. But I feel like this deck ended up being kind of strong in its own sort of quirky way. Lots of removal and a lot of aggressively drafted 5-drops can pull off some games. I would like to get up to 6. I need 2 more wins to get a success. So let's go ahead and see who we're up against next. Priest. Oh, we're getting the gamut now. Sean Cruz. Is that a pun? Sean Cruz? Is that like some kind of actor? No, it's Tom Cruise. Not Sean Cruz. I don't think Sean Cruz is a thing. I hate to pass this back, but he's just a very unimpressive 4-drop if you don't have an axe, and I don't have an axe. Watch me get one now. No, I do not. I get Bloodlust and Abomination, which are also cards I don't particularly want to see that early on. Alright, let's see what he's got. No turn 1 plays, thank goodness, since I do have a couple of plays. Let's do the Fairy Dragon. So what the Fairy Dragon over the Berserker does is it stops him from using Power Word Shield, which makes it much more Shadow Word Pain, which makes it much more likely that whatever he plays I can trade, and then I can play the Berserker behind it. Now the disadvantage of that play, to be fair, is that in cases like this, it sucks a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is a bit different. I'm going to actually kill this 1-1, and then I'm going to play Novice Engineer. So the idea here is that my opponent either trades the 2-1 in for the 3-1, or he has to live to see the 1-2 kill his 2-1, which is kind of depressing, I would imagine. Scarlet Crusader, very good card under the circumstances. I need my Earth Shock here. Ah, it's the wrong shock. Ah. Well, I'm not going to pass up a chance to play Feral Spirit. So we're going to pop the Divine Shield. What this does is it stops her from using Divine Shield to pop one of my wolves. So if she wants to kill one of the wolves, that's fine, but she'll have to give up the Scarlet Crusader to do it. I always get these wolves with a Flame Tongue Totem, but I do have 2 of the Flame Tongue Totems, so it's not like it's that unlikely. That's kind of annoying. The Flame Tongue Totem does not quite allow the Spirit Wolf to reach high enough. And neither does the Stormforged Axe. Okie doke. That's unfortunate. Ah, man. This thing is just gonna die. I don't really get any compensation. Alright, I'm gonna do the axe. And so the reason I'm doing the axe, well, I can just do that next turn, can't I? The question is, do I want to take the Overload now or next turn? I guess I would like to play this next turn, probably, so I don't want the Overload now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a Flame Tongue Totem out. The idea behind this is that now this is at 4 attack, so it can't be killed with a Shadow Word. So if my opponent wants to kill it, he has to use the Violet Teacher. And then if he wants it to not die to Frost Shock next turn, he has to heal it. But he doesn't know that I'm holding on to a Frost Shock, so there's a chance he'll do other stuff. Oh no, that's a good move. Oh man, my opponent's doing like the... God, now I have a 4 toughness creature, which I would have loved to see earlier. God, well, anyway, that sucks. That sucks a great big heap of donkey dongs. So now I can only deal 3 damage. Shoot! And my arena life is looking very bleak here. I could hex this. Ugh, that's awful. That can't be right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because it trades. This is a very unimpressive use of the Abomination, but it trades. My Flame Tongue survives. It'll die to a Holy Nova or a Holy Smite now, which is a difference, but at least it trades with this creature. And my Flame Tongue is alive. So an almost dead creature is better than an already dead creature, as we so often like to say around these parts. Light Spawn. Okay, here's another case where Earthshock would be fantastic, because that would silence this thing and basically kill it. Yeah, it's, you know, could still be buffed by stuff or whatever. Fork Lightning, on the other hand, is dead to me. Alright, well, here what I think I have to do is Hex. It sucks, because I know he's got a Violet Teacher that I currently don't have any response to, but it's what has to be done. I'm not going to Frost Shock this frog, of course. We'll just pass the turn, and so next turn, with this frog here, it's kind of nice. I could actually use Forked Lightning, like this is sort of an enabler for Forked Lightning, which would be enough to then let me kill off this Violet Teacher. Okay. Alright. Anything else? He does have 3 mana left over, which could be good for some stuff. Ooh, Shadow Word Pain on a damaged Flame Tongue is fine by me. Alright, so Forked Lightning is a bit unimpressive at the moment. Let's go ahead and do this axe. Kill the frog. Turn on Rage. So now he either needs a Shadow Word Death or a Holy Smite in order to stop me from trading this next turn. And let's make a totem. That's nice, I guess. I don't think I wanted to use Forked Lightning in that turn, though. And play Cobra. I would say I'm on the back foot here. This is a really awkward set of cards right now. And he's got a very good creature on the field that I have not dealt with in a timely fashion. Sean Cruz. What is that name? I don't know what that means.
Your magic
He's going to silence it. Well, it's better than killing it. It's fine. I'll take it. And play a Raptor. Okie doke. Is this thing going to get to live? Oh, it is. Okay, that's really good. So I get some advantage with Forked Lightning here. Earthshock. Oh, man, I have all my removal and no actual cards. God. Well, that kind of makes me wonder if I can use my removal to kill this stuff. I could, like, play this and my axe to kill the Violet Teacher, then Forked Lightning to kill all the other stuff. Then I get to keep my Cobra. Hooray, I guess? I don't know. I could use Bloodlust, run the totem into that, use my axe to finish it off, and then play Forked Lightning and kill the other two. I think I'd actually rather do that. So I'm keeping my Cobra alive. Let's make sure we cast the... Oh my god, I did it in the row! I'm so stupid. Without... Shoot. Oh my god, without the spell damage, Forked Lightning does not kill the Spellbreaker, so I have to also use my Frost Shock, so it's a good thing I have it. That was definitely not good at all. That was not good in the slightest. Oh god. Man, I see an Earthshock after he already played Scarlet Crusader and Lightspawn. That's really not good. So he's got massive card advantage, 4 versus 3, and my 3 are not impressive at all. This is just going to trade with one of his cards. This will silence something. I'm just going a card down. Oh god, that was a bad whiff. But you know, I was pretty much down on my luck this game anyway. I needed to get like nothing but back-to-back, you know, big mana drops, or else this game is over. I can't afford to draw any more, like, crappy stuff like that. Oh, that would have been great a few seconds ago. Okay, well, that sucks. I mean, if he plays a bunch of little stuff, I guess it's possible that I'll get to use this for great justice, but at the moment, things are looking a little bit grim. Definitely not liking this situation. Oh, God. Oh, God, this is not looking good at all. He's going to trade the Cobra. Very smart, stopping me from trading up against that Kurabashi. Oh, boy. Monkey is the worst possible. I don't think I've seen this all arena, but this is the worst possible card. It's hilarious how bad this is, because it just lets him draw cards and enrage. Spell damage would be great here. I do not get it. I need to just go for it anyway. I don't even care. Whatever, man. Whatever. I need to win a coin flip. I win the coin flip on that. That's good. so it dies, which is very important. And I win the coin flip on that. Still not enough to kill this, unless I use everything. Yep, let's just do it. Let's just use everything I got to kill that thing off. And play the ferocious monkey. Silverback Patriarch. Gonna bring it home. Bring it home to Mama's house. Because Mama's house is where you live, therefore Mama's house is home. Oh boy, this was a sad arena. I have not had good luck with Shaman lately. It's just, the magic just has not been happening. Okay, this is a thing I need to deal with. Scarlet Crusader does not deal with it. I nevertheless play the Scarlet Crusader because it's theoretically not over yet, so who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But yeah, this is getting closer and closer to over with every passing turn. Oh man, 4 wins after a 3-0 start is a little bit depressing. That is nothing if it ain't a fact.
Is someone injured?
That's not good. When you're behind, your opponent drawing extra cards is very, 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 very bad. Oh, and he draws more cards. That's awesome. Okay, that's good. Glad you did that. Glad you did that. Oh god. Flame Tongue Totem. All right, let's do this thing. So you put the Flame Tongue Totem here. Pop the Divine Shield there. And then, well, it sucks, but I can't kill that Northstar Cleric. Just have to whack there. And maybe I should have put the Flame Tongue Totem over here, actually, now that I think about it. That would have not given this damage, which would have not given my opponent an outlet for drawing a card. That would have actually been extremely smart. I should have done that. No question about it. Whoops. Luckily, I probably lose anyway. Oh, Shadow Madness. Well, I don't know why he did that. That doesn't... Oh, it does do something. It lets his Northstar Cleric kill my Scarlet Crusader. I see what you did there. That's pretty well played. He probably was thinking it would still keep the damage, but he was incorrect. Oh, interesting. Not going to use the Northstar Cleric. Okay, so he thought it would have damage. I see. But he did Thought Steal a Flame Tongue Totem, which is pretty damn good. Okay, that's actually really good. He did it in the wrong order again. He should have done that first so my Taunt Totem would die. Wow, my opponent's messing up. Luckily for him, it really makes no difference. He is crushing me. Like the ball Dickens right here. Ah, boy. This was a sad arena run. Man, I think officially Shaman needs to be put on the shelf. I have not had a money Shaman run for like, I think the last 6 runs. So I don't know what it was that like made me go like 9 up to 9 wins 6 times in a row and then like have a total of like 9 win arenas. But whatever it was, it is over now. We are putting Shaman into the middle tier. I know you must feel very discouraged and betrayed because I've been saying all along how awesome Shamans are. Nope. I go backwards. I was for the Shaman before I was against it. We are done with this class for a while. Alright, so that was a bit sad. I never thought I'd see the day where I would like rather play a warrior or a warlock in the arena than a shaman, but that seems to be how it's going. Let's actually take a quick look. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and or subscribe. Now at the commencement of Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour, if you look at my shaman stats, my last runs were 4, 6, 5, 6, 5, and now another 4. So like it's bad. It's like 6 runs in a row, which is a statistically significant number of runs. Just haven't been good. The world has moved beyond the shaman. 4 wins is famous for having shitty rewards, and it is no exception there. Let's go ahead and go to my stats sheet and add another 0 gold win for 4. Ouch, that sets me back a ways. Oh, I'm going to be back down to like 1,500 again. I was going good for a little while there, but still not really infinite. Let's take a look at our pack. It's an unremarkable pack. I might not actually have Crazed Alchemists. I do. Well, it's all duplicates. I've unlocked 1 new card, which is a Golden Frost Shock. Yeah. Let's do it, baby. Do it. Who's our next class going to be? Paladin, Priest, or Warlock. All pretty recently played, so we'll see when it happens. All right. Oh, I can do math, apparently. I'm down to 1,600, not 1,500. Right. 750 minus 150 is 1,500. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this run. If you did, please like and or subscribe. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time. Till then.